Hey everybody, and thank you for joining us for our latest Grace Life Thursday update. As most of you know, our Vacation Bible School begins on Sunday, July the 17th. I have two very important announcements to make about that. Number one, if you have children that are going to be attending and you haven't already pre-registered them, please do that right away because registration closes this coming Sunday. And already we're planning for a full house. If you haven't signed up to help with VBS, there's still a few things that we need some help with. Some of our classes could use some donations, and we have a list of those things available to you here in the link in this video. So please check that out, and if you're able to help provide some things that some of our teachers need, that'd be a wonderful opportunity for you to be a part of VBS this year. Now, as you know, Helping Hands is coming up on Saturday, August the 6th. And that's our yearly outreach to people who have special needs here in our community who are typically underserved. We have a shopping list available that we'd love for you to help out with. It's also available on the link here in the video. If you'll check that out, then you can see some items that we would love for you to pick up at your next shopping trip and bring by here. You can drop those things off at the church foyer. So please be planning and praying about Helping Hands coming up Saturday, August the 6th. I'll bet many of you remember that fad that started in the 1990s, the bracelets that had WWJD, or What Would Jesus Do? That actually didn't come out of the 90s, but it happened many years earlier. A guy by the name of Charles Sheldon wrote a book in 1896 entitled In His Steps. In fact, that title comes out of the passage that we'll be looking at in 1 Peter chapter 2 this coming Sunday. In fact, that book, In His Steps, has been one of the biggest best-selling Christian books of all time, having sold some 50 million copies. If you haven't read it, you ought to. But in the book, the thesis is about asking, what would Jesus do in every situation and in every circumstance? How is it possible for us as believers to actually walk in His steps? I heard someone say recently that spiritual growth in our lives comes either one of two ways, either through people, that is the influence of others around us, or through pain. That's the influence of difficult situations in our lives. The passage we'll be looking at this coming Sunday begins like this. To this you were called because Christ suffered for you, leaving you an example that you should follow in His steps. I hope you'll plan to join us this coming Sunday. We're going to look in those verses and talk about suffering and difficulty and what it really means to follow Jesus by walking in His steps. I look forward to seeing you either here in person at 9:30 or 11 o'clock or online via one of our live stream opportunities. God bless you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again this coming Sunday.